Meanwhile, the Democrat establishment throwing open the doors, as we've been covering, to socialism as the midterms draw closer. They're trying to win back some control in Congress by really any means necessary at this point, with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer taking the lead and continuing to welcome very far left Democrat socialists to the party. Listen.
What do you make of this rise in the DSA and what that could mean for the Senate?
Well, we're a Big Tent party. And, not everyone has the same exact view on every single issue. But if you look at the overall issues, the costs that people pay, the chaos in the Trump administration, you see it daily. We have impressive candidates. These candidates fit their states, but we're all united in the issues we're fighting, the cost and chaos and corruption.
So that's the message from the Democratic Party. 74 days here now before the midterms. Big problem, though. The price tag for these great ideas. We're talking about candidates promising government-run health care as you watch the U.S. national debt clock tick and add literally millions since we reported it hit the $40 trillion mark yesterday. They want universal child care, Medicare for all at a time when this national debt has crossed this unbelievable mark. So with the debt clock ticking, can America afford the socialist agenda? Let's bring in our panel to discuss a bit further. Author of The DNA of Democracy, Richard Lyons, is with us today. Also joining us, professor and culture political commentator Andrew Fox. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
So Democrats, they're always talking about the national debt. We got to get down the national debt. But when you look at the DSA agenda, Richard, let's start with you. It calls for more government spending, more programs, expanding them. Your thoughts?
Well, it is their healthcare system, the Democrat policy healthcare system, which since LBJ has brought us to a place where our healthcare costs double that of the next nearest industrialized country. And they say in order to fix it, they have to take it over. The total of the 90 welfare federal programs cost us $1 trillion a year just in welfare costs. Wouldn't it be better if certain folks found a job?
Right. And the price tag for Medicare for all would be $40 trillion. Andrew, to you on that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, just the simplest way to look at this is like saying your neighbor has got more cake than you. So let's let the government own the bakeries. That's an easy way of looking at it. There's nothing like a free market than being able to agree with those who run that free market. Mamdani's cutting of 2.5%, even though he says they have a balanced budget, have even split his own city council, saying, look, if we have a balanced budget, why then are you wanting us to cut 2.5%? That means layoffs. That means less public services. Listening to Mamdani is like listening to one of my grandchildren that's 11 years old trying to reason out what's happening in the playground. That's exactly what's happening in New York City and some other great cities across the country, going against capitalism, introducing socialism, which is nothing more than a bridge for the Marxism and Lenin communism that comes in like a flood, where private ownership is gone.
So let's take a look at how that's playing out. You just mentioned let's own the bakeries in New York City. To your point, they're going to own the grocery stores. And now what happens? The grocery store owners who are there, who are opening up their doors, they're staying in their communities, they're providing a service to the community. They're going to struggle because they're going to face competition. So Mamdani's the lead person on his policy to open up these, government city-funded grocery stores. This was the philosophy. This was the idea to fix that. Listen.
What does that complementary mean in terms of policy, operations, and things like that?
Yeah, I think we're, as an agency looking at a number of different complementary, policies and programs, grants, incentives that can come alongside these grocery stores to support other, local independent businesses that are in the neighborhoods. We're going to continue to listen and we're going to continue to engage and I'll be, alongside the operator as our partner. And like I said, making sure that we are complementary to the other businesses that are here in the neighborhood.
So other locations, other grocery stores can get grants from the city under this?
Something on the table.
Translation, we're going to subsidize the people who are going to work and doing their job.
Unbelievable.
Right? I mean, you jump in, Andrew.
If she was one of my students, I'm sorry, but I would fail her completely. She wouldn't pass the class at all in an oral presentation. Look, you cannot say to private owners of grocery stores, we're going to run you down and offer, 5 grocery stores by 2029 costing $70 million, and then say, oh, if you're going to go out of business, we'll subsidize you for what we're about to do. Again, it is playground mathematics. It's not logically thinking it through. Some of my colleagues would even fail the whole council on balancing their budget on simple math. You cannot subsidize those you're going against by doing some new enterprising issue, both funded by taxpayer money. Where's that coming from? Hence the 2.5% cuts. He's playing games.
You and me. That's where the money's coming from. Richard, let's look at that budget. Let's look at that math. Here's Mamdani's budget. City-owned grocery stores going to cost us $70 million. Expanded housing, the vouchers for that, $175 million. Fair fares expansion, that's $54 million. That's not working either. Nobody's getting a free ride yet. Expanding free childcare, $42.3 million. So that adds up to $125.8 billion budget. It's nearly $10 billion more than the former mayor Eric Adams there. Richard, your thoughts?
My thoughts are, it's better to have a single entrepreneur create with his own money a supermarket. It's better for families to take care of their own kids than for the state to intrude everywhere in American life in order to make things better. The problem is these people in the DSA have never really held real jobs, and they don't have a practical experience of life. But what they do have in common, they all think they can run the country.
Well, as we watch policy failure after policy failure and taxpayers having to bail them out, we'll see how this plays as we move forward. Andrew Fox, Richard Lyons, gentlemen, thank you for your perspective as always. Good to see you.
Thank you.